This problem comes from Chapter 14. It's a manufacturer ships a toaster cartons of 20. In each carton, they estimate a 15% chance that one of the toasters will need to be sent back for minor repairs. What's the probability that in a carton there will be exactly 2 toasters that need repair? This problem is going to use the binomial model because there are 2 things that can happen. Either the toaster needs repairs or the toaster does not need repairs. And our x is going to be the success. So in this particular problem, the success is that the toaster will need repairs. So in this problem, our x is going to be 2 because the toasters need repairs. Our n is the number of trials. And so we have 20 cartons, so that's going to be the number of trials. Our p has to match our success, and there's a 15% chance that one of the toasters need to be sent back for minor repairs, so our p is going to be 15%, and then that would make our q 85%. So the formula that we're going to use to solve this is we're going to use the binomial model, and the formula is right here. The formula is a combination of n things taken x at a time times p to the x power times q to the n minus x power, and then this is the formula for the combination formula right here. So in this problem, remember that I said that p is 0.15 because there's a 15% chance that one of the toasters needs to be sent back for repairs, and then q would be found by taking 100 minus 15, which is 85%, or we're going to change that to a decimal, which is 0.85. And then x is 2 because we're trying to find exactly that 2 toasters need repairs, and then n is the number of trials. So here's what my formula would set up and look like. And I'm going to show you what to do is how to actually do this in your calculator, because if you did this all by hand, 20 factorial is 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16, etc. You get an extremely large number, and your calculator puts it in scientific notation. And so what I'm going to show you is the long way to do this on your calculator and the short way to do this. And many of you have asked how to do this using the TI-83 or the 84 plus calculator, so that's the calculator that we're going to use today to do this. So I've gone ahead and I've opened up my 84, and I'm just going to clear out my home screen because I had stuff that we were using earlier on it. So I'm just going to go clear that, and I'm going to show you where the probability button is on your TI-84. And so under this math button right here, there is, if you arrow way over here to the end, there's probability. So if you arrow over to the probability button, you see where we got the random integer before. There is a factorial button down here on number 4, and then here's my combination button here on number 3. So for example, if I wanted to type in, if I go back to my home screen, second quit, if I wanted to type in 20 factorial, I would go 20, then I would hit the math button, and then I would arrow over to probability, and then I would go down here to number 4 and hit the factorial button, and this is the 2.43290, etc., e to the 18th, which means that it's an extremely large number. So this little e to the 18th would mean that you would move this decimal point 18 places to the right, and whatever you have left you would add zeros. So if I go and look at my Word document, that's where I got this top number right here from. So we could continue to do that the long way if we'd like to, using this factorial button. But what we can also do is we can type in this problem, 20 combination, 20 items taken 2 at a time. We can type this all in at once to see if we can get the 190. So we're going to type it in just like what we see here. So I'm going to go back to my calculator, and I'm going to go, my n is 20, so I'm going to go 20, then math, and then I'm going to arrow over to probability, and I'm going to arrow down to combination, hit enter, and then 2, and then enter, and that's where the 190 comes from. So that's just a shortcut way of figuring this out. So what I need to do is I need to type this in right here all at one time, or I can figure out and type it in like this if I'd like, with the 190 times 0.15 to the second times 0.85 to the 18th. And we're going to end up with the 0.229338, and we have to round it to, I believe, 4 decimal places. So 0.2293 is going to be my answer to my problem. So back to my calculator, I'm going to go 20, math, arrow over to probability, combination, which is 3, then 2, and then I'm going to take that answer, and it's best if we just kind of hit enter. And then I'm going to take that answer times 0.15, because there's a 15% chance of getting 2 toasters that need repair, and I'm going to raise that to the second power. And then I'm going to take that times the 0.85, and I'm going to raise that to the 20 minus 2 power, which is 18. And when you're using the 84, every calculator is a little bit different, but when you notice when I hit this exponent key, it raised it up. You just need to pay attention to where your cursor is at, so you know if you have to arrow over something to get your cursor down. And if I hit enter, there is my answer of 0.2293384,019. Now, if you're using the Inspire calculator to do this problem, you just need to figure out where the probability button is on your Inspire calculator, or where the combination button is on your calculator. But again, you don't have to have a special calculator to do this problem. You can do all of this work on a basic calculator and just figure out what the 20 factorial would be. 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16, and continue that on until you all get all the way down to times 2 times 1. And you could do the same thing with this bottom here. But a lot of even basic calculators have this button right here. All you have to look for is, it's usually N, and then a capital C, and then a little R usually is what it is instead of an X. And find that button on your calculator, and you can do this on a basic calculator.